guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to The Wandering Reader. Today I'm going to be doing my October book haul. Now I do try to be good in October in terms of not trying to buy, or trying not to buy too many books. I just kind of wanted to buy some new releases and things like that, but I ended up, I think I've got 28. But various things happened. There were lots of new releases during the month. Things came that I'd pre-ordered, and yeah, I ended up with a few. So it's not going to be quite as long as my September book haul. That was massive, but yeah. Perhaps if you haven't got a cup of tea, go and get one. So I'm going to start off the video by talking about some of the new releases that I picked up this month, and kick it all off with the illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This came out I think earlier in the month, and again I've got the signed by the illustrator edition, so this is signed by Jim Kay. Every year, so you can see it up here, every year I wait, I don't pre-order these, I wait because Waterstones tend to send out an email sort of like a couple of days or a few days after this has been published, saying that they've got a limited amount of them that have been signed by the illustrator, and I always got them. So all three of my editions of these are signed by Jim Kay, so I'm hoping that I can continue that tradition and get all of them signed. But yeah, love these editions. I was flicking through the other day and having a look at some of the illustrations, and they're beautiful as always. So you've got this one here of this snowy scene, that's really nice. See if I can find another good one. Oh, look at that. The Grindylow. Yeah, just fabulous. So I haven't read any of the illustrated editions yet. I'm kind of rereading them on audiobook at the moment. But I think once I've collected all of them, it will be really nice to have a read through these. And I've also been buying these for my nephew as well, just because I think they're great for kids. So yeah, there's that one. Then of course there was another big release this month, and that is Philip Pullman's The Book of Dust. So we picked this up a few days ago actually. My husband's already read this and he loved it. I can't read it yet because I still haven't read the second two books in the His Dark Material series, so I think it goes The Subtle Knife and then The Amber Spyglass. I've read Northern Nights but not the other two, so I really must get around to doing that. So we just picked up a normal hardback edition because we also got this edition here, which I pre-ordered, which is a lovely slipcase edition of it, and it's numbered. I think were there 5,000 of these? I can't remember, and it's also signed by Philip Pullman as well. Now my husband hasn't let me take this out of the plastic wrapper, so I can't show you where it's been signed, but it's got the beautiful kind of gold bits on it, which the original hardcover has as well. I don't know, maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below, if I take off the plastic wrapping, is that going to make a difference to the value? I don't think it is, but yeah, let me know if you know the answers to that. So we've got 2 copies of that. And then I also pre-ordered this, which is Philip Pullman's Demon Voices. So this is also in a slipcase edition, and it's his essays on storytelling. So again, this is numbered and signed by Philip Pullman, so you can see down there it's number 192 out of 1,000, and it's really, really nice edition of the book. And I was kind of having a flip through some of the essays and thinking that, oh, wouldn't it be really nice to kind of read those? Yeah, I think just what it's like to be a writer and things like that, and yeah, so I think that's going to be fascinating, and definitely one that I will be reading. Whereas I think we bought the Book of Dust special edition just to have basically on the shelf, and then we'll read the other one. It sounds silly, but if you're a book collector, then yeah, you'll know what I mean. Then 2 more new releases that I picked up this month. One is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I talked about this in my Book Buzz video that I put up a couple of months ago, as one that I really wanted to get around to, and in fact they were on there as well. Demon Voices wasn't, but the other 2 were. So yeah, this is his newest release, and I believe it deals with a main character who's got OCD. I've tried to avoid kind of spoilers by watching reviews and stuff, but I have seen some kind of early praise for it, so it's not too long either. So yeah, there's that. And then lastly, for new releases, I got Dan Brown's Origin. So again, this was on that book bus video. This is his newest release in the Robert Langdon series. Again, my husband's read this, he said it was good, so yeah. I think this is partly set in Barcelona. Is it Barcelona? I think it is. Could be wrong about that. Doesn't say on the inside, which is... oh no, it does. They flee to Barcelona. Yeah, which I've been to Barcelona before and it was a fabulous city. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then I've got a few other new books here to show you. The first of those is The Seven Sisters, and this is by Lucinda Riley. Some of you will remember that I hauled the second book in this series last month, and I said that when I bought it I didn't realise it was the second one in the series. What's quite lucky is that when I bought Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, they were doing an offer which meant if you bought a new hardback in WH Smith, you got a book free. So I got this for free, which is... I was so lucky that this was one of the free books that they were offering. So now I can read the first book and continue with the second one. Then I have The Crown by Kira Cass. This is book 5 in the selection series. So now I own all of those. I haven't read number 4 and obviously haven't read number 5, but I'm looking forward to getting around to those. I have book 3 in the Lunar Chronicles, which is Cress by Marissa Meyer. So this is the next one that I need to read to continue on with the series. This is a fairy tale retelling, sort of like a sci-fi fairy tale retelling. So this one is a retelling of Rapunzel. So there we go. Then I also picked up in Waterstones Goodbye Christopher Robin, A.A. Milne and the Making of Winnie the Pooh, the true story behind the film by Anne Thwaite. So apparently this is going to be a film. I saw this in Waterstones and didn't realise that at all. I haven't heard anything about it, but loved Winnie the Pooh as a kid. So yeah, this is going to be all about kind of, yeah, the fictional character and the writer and that sort of thing. It's quite short as well, nice non-fiction book to have. Then also when I was in Waterstones I picked up a copy of The Good People by Hannah Kent. This is her second book and it came out in paperback I think a couple of months ago now, but I just haven't got around to buying it. And just look at how beautiful this edition of it is. Yeah, it's just stunning with the gold foil. This is, I believe, set in Ireland and it's a historical fiction book again. Don't really know much more about it than that, but I loved Burial Rites, so I'm hoping I'm really going to like this too. And then lastly, for new books, I got Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. I've never read anything by Agatha Christie before, but when I saw the trailer for the new movie, it looked incredible. So I saw this in Sainsbury's and I thought, well, I should really read the book before I go and see the film. So, and again, it's not that long. My husband's read it already. There's a bit of a theme going on there. So yeah, we'll see how I go with my first Agatha Christie. I think this Hercule Poirot, is it? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Hercule Poirot. Yeah, I think it is. So, I'll give that one a go. Then all of the rest of the books I've got in this haul I picked up second hand or in charity shops. So the first of those is Brixton Beach, and this is by Roma Tiern. This is, I believe, set in Sri Lanka, and it's a family and then they move to England. So I suppose it's about kind of that transition between the two countries and life in a different place. I've had this on my wish list for a while and I saw it and I thought I'd pick that one up. Then I've also got Caitlin Moran's How to Be a Woman, another one that I've had on my wish list for a while. This is kind of like a book, or it says something about part memoir, part rant. Caitlin Moran answers the questions that every modern woman is asking. Why are we supposed to get Brazilians? Should we use Botox? Do men secretly hate us? And why does everyone ask you when you are going to have a baby? I think this is going to be quite funny. So yeah, there's that. I've also got here John Green's Looking for Alaska. I own a couple of his books, but I've only read one of them, and I saw this one. It's in quite good condition. This is, I believe, about a main character called Alaska, and she goes missing, I think, and then somebody has to look for her, and it's got romance in it, obviously, from the cover. I haven't seen this particular cover before, actually, so yeah, it's quite cool. And then I have got the special illustrated collector's edition of the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. I saw this in a charity shop, and I think I bought it for £5 and it was originally 20. It's in really, really good condition, nothing wrong with it, and it's just basically the original text, but it's been illustrated with various different things. So look, there's a picture of the Arc de Triomphe, and then some of the, when they mention some of the paintings at the beginning of the book, it kind of illustrates it with some of the paintings. So let's find an example of that. What have we got? Can't find any of them now. Is that one of them? No. Oh, I don't know, but yeah, it illustrates it with some of the paintings and various things. I can only find photographs in here now, but I thought it would be quite a nice collector's edition to have of the book and just display somewhere on my shelves. Then all the rest of the books that I have here are ones that I picked up at a book fair that I went to this morning. There's this annual book fair that happens around the corner from me in October, and it's in aid of the NSPCC, and they have this book fair over the course of a weekend, and they have lots of different categories of books. And yeah, it started at 9:30 this morning, and I think we got there at 9:45, and it was absolutely packed when we got there. So yeah, kind of thought I'd go early and yeah, look for the best books, and that there wouldn't be that many people there at 9:30, but I was obviously wrong about that. So yeah, all of these books I'm going to show you now picked up at that book fair. First of those is 6-4, and this is by Hideo Yokoyama. I've probably hideously mispronounced that, sorry. This is a Japanese crime fiction book. I think it's a detective novel. I've had a couple of people talk about it, not many, but this looked brand new. It's never been read before, so I couldn't resist that one. Then I've got here Rose Tremaine's The Road Home. Dave over at Wild Reads really loves Rose Tremaine's writing and says that it's brilliant. He's read quite a few of her books. I've never read any of them before, and I also have, is it The Colour? Yeah, The Colour up on my shelf that I hauled recently. So I saw this one and I thought I'd give that one a go as well. This is about a man who moves from Eastern Europe to Britain seeking work. And then it's all about kind of what happens to him in Britain. So yeah, although the title suggests otherwise, but we'll see. I also was really, really happy to find a copy of The Glass Castle. It's a bit glary, this one, and this is by Jeanette Walls. This is a memoir about Jeanette Walls' upbringing, I believe. I've heard quite a few people talk about this and say that they really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, it says it's a remarkable memoir of resilience and redemption, and a revelatory look into a family at once deeply dysfunctional and uniquely vibrant. So I think this is an American copy just because of the fact that it's got this bit down the front where it doesn't quite meet the side, and also it seems to have some sort of an American barcode and price on the back. $21 apparently. That's expensive. They had a whole classics section there, so I picked up a few of the vintage Red Spine editions. I've got Emma by Jane Austen. I had a conversation with Krista from Books and Jams in the comments of one of her videos about kind of which Austen I should read first. I think I've read Emma or parts of Emma. I think I've read Pride and Prejudice or parts of Pride and Prejudice, but I don't remember them if I have. She suggested Pride and Prejudice, so I was looking for a copy of that, but I couldn't find an edition that I really liked. And then they had this Red Spine edition of Emma, so I picked that one up. So maybe this will be the next or the first Jane Austen or the next, I don't really know. I also got Butcher's Crossing, and this is by John Williams, the same author that wrote Stoner, which I've talked about in quite a few of my videos now. And Russell from Ink and Paper blog loves John Williams and talks about this book as well as being one of the ones that he liked. So again, I saw this in the Red Spine edition and picked this up. And then the last classic is The Turner of the Scurry, and this is by Henry James. This sounded kind of really gothic and creepy on the back. So there's the young governess is sent to a great country house to care for 2 orphan children. To begin with, Flora and Miles seem to be model pupils, but gradually the governess starts to suspect that something is very wrong with them. As she sets out to uncover the corrupt secrets of the house, she becomes more and more convinced that something evil is watching her. And there's a quote by Colm Tobin that says it really does turn your blood cold. So it's not very long either, so we'll see if I like that one. Then I found 2 other of Kate Morton's books, the 2 that I don't own. So that I have The Secret Keeper and I have The Forgotten Garden. So I now own, I think, all of her books. I could be wrong about that. Are there 5 or are there just 4? I think I own all of them now. I read The Lake House in the summer and really liked it, and I think these are sort of mysteries and they switch between time periods set in the UK. So yeah, I really like her writing, so I saw both of them and I thought I would buy those. And then I also have a copy of Water for Elephants, and this is by Sarah Gruen. This is the film tie-in edition, which I don't tend to buy those, although I bought the Agatha Christie one. But this is something to do with a circus. So it says, in Depression era America, everyone's running away from something. Some people join the circus to escape. Jacob Jankowski, that's not how you pronounce it, I'm so sorry, hitches a ride on a freight train, and in that instant his life changes. By morning he's landed a job with the Benzini brothers' most spectacular show on earth. By nightfall he's in love. So yeah, I think I did own a copy of this a few years ago and then didn't read it and got rid of it. So, but I've heard other people talk about it and say that it's really good, so it looks pretty new to me, so I'll give that a go. And then the last books that I picked up are Harry Potter books. My husband and I have got like a whole Harry Potter shelf on our sort of display shelf downstairs, and we own some of the original paperbacks and some of the original hardbacks. And when we were at this book fair this morning, they had like a whole children's section and they had some first editions of the hardbacks. So we couldn't remember which ones we had, and it turns out that I have one of these already. So this is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This is the first edition of the hardback. And I think we already own this one, but so I may sell this one. But yeah, first edition, and it was 50p. And then also we got a first edition of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which we didn't own this one, so I'm really happy to have this one. And I'm going to have to look up for the ones that I don't. I think it's the first, I want to say the first 3 that we don't have of the hardbacks. And then we have a mismatch of the paperbacks as well. So I also saw a paperback of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, again in pretty good condition. These are all in pretty good condition, and we don't own this either. Again, this was 50p. So yeah, that will go on my shelf, and then I'll try and look out for the ones that we don't own. I forgot one book, and that is Franklin's Flying Bookshop by Jen Campbell. This is a new book that I got this month. I did a whole video on this book and why reading is important, on the power of reading, which I released last week, so I'll leave a link to that if you haven't seen that yet. But this is just, yeah, a really charming children's book about Franklin and his flying bookshop, and it was so lovely, and I got it signed by Jen. You can buy these signed from her website. So she signed it up for me up here. To Lindsay, Franklin and Luna would like to say hello, love, Jen. So that's really nice. So I've got this on display on my bookshelf, and I said in my video before that I really wanted to buy this for my nephews for Christmas, so I could read it with them. Yeah, it's just great. So there you go guys, they were all the books that I bought in October. I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments below. Have you read any of these? What did you think of them? Which ones should I get around to first? Also, what do you think of me taking the plastic wrapping off of the Book of Dust? I don't know, let me know. Thanks very much for watching guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.